The Fly is a 1986 sci-fi horror film directed by the singular David Cronenberg. It stars Jeff Goldblum as Seth Brundle, a scientist who's invented something potentially world-changing. He can teleport inanimate objects, but hasn't figured out how to teleport living things, and his quest to do so will lead him and those around him, particularly his love interest played by Gina Davis, into an absurd and grotesque nightmare. We get our first glimpse of the many and varied disturbing things to come when Brundle attempts to teleport a baboon. The result is a twisted and bloodied animatronic that jolts us and seems to say, "You ain't seen nothing yet." The practical effects work throughout is deranged and inspired, and Cronenberg earns his title as a master of body horror. But it's not just that things ooze and bleed with such sickening delight. It's the way Cronenberg uses these images to get us thinking about the body and its relationship to itself, to the mind's perception of it, to science, technology, evolution, and the future. As my fingers typed out these words, I couldn't help but think my hands looked somewhat strange. What are these fleshy things moving about with their veins and bones? The fly gets inside you and has a great time doing it. And you can take that as a comment on the erotic component of the film if you'd like. It's also darkly funny. It manages to be comedic, frightening, sexy, and tragic without ever feeling disjointed. Its tone and purpose is clear, its pacing masterful. In a way, it's unapologetically a B monster movie. It's gleeful with its campiness, feeling at times like a universal horror film from the 1930s. But then it gets deadly serious, creeps you out, and makes your insides squirm. It's quite the journey, and it seems like Goldblum was born to play the part. He embodies both Brundle and what Brundle becomes with twisted charisma and energy. Thematically, one can't help but be reminded of Kafka's The Metamorphosis, among other things. It's a lot to chew on, or rather, vomit on to break down before sucking back up. But it's never not engaging, and might be one of Cronenberg's more accessible movies, if you can stomach it. I loved it, and I'll give it 4.5 stars out of 5. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.